Okay, so picture this. A brand, one maybe you associate with. Well, a certain classic feel, maybe comfortable cruising.
Mm-hmm. Established.
Right. Now imagine that same brand suddenly doing something super cutting edge, like really pushing the envelope in the electric vehicle world.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're diving into today. We're looking at the Buick Electra SUV Concept 2025. It definitely made some noise after its reveal in Shanghai.
It certainly did.
So our mission today is to cut through all that buzz, look at the sources you've provided, and really pull out what matters. We'll hit the tech, the design,
Sure.
some surprising choices there, and what it all means for EVs and, well, for Buick itself.
And it's fascinating, isn't it? Because this isn't just, oh, here's a cool new car design. It feels more like a statement, a big one, about where this legacy brand is heading.
A pivot, you mean?
It's exactly, a major pivot. It's not just playing around with ideas. One source even called it foreplay for 6 production models coming in the next year or so. This is serious strategy, redefining themselves for the electric age and doing it with global collaboration.
Wow. Okay. Foreplay for 6 models. That definitely sets the stage. And what a way to signal things. Looking through the material, the first thing that jumped out at me, visually at least, was the paint.
Ah,
This photochromic meta green, it's not just green, is it? It's described as shifting. Metallic gray-green, then golden hints, even blue, depending on the light, like
yeah,
a mood ring for a car.
exactly. It sounds incredible, doesn't it? A really dynamic surface.
Yeah.
But beyond that flashy paint, the engineering underneath is pretty compelling, too. It's built on this platform they're calling Xiaoyao.
Xiaoyao. Okay.
Yeah, it's described as an American-Chinese hybrid. It uses GM's Ultium 2.0 platform, their big EV
Very
founders.
flexible one.
Very flexible. And then there's a chassis specifically designed for different body styles, MPVs, sedans, SUVs like this one. And they've thought a lot about aerodynamics.
Seems crucial for EVs.
Absolutely. So the front is smooth, no traditional grille, but there's this thin slit sort of hidden above the headlights. It channels air into the cabin and cools the battery. Clever.
Okay.
And at the back, you've got this floating spoiler and these curved pillars. They actually act like an adjustable wing to cut down drag. Buick's apparently claiming best-in-class aero figures. We don't have the exact numbers in the sources, but the ambition is clear.
So innovative outside, flexible underneath. What about the electric guts, the power, the charging? That's where things get really interesting, I think. The sources mentioned a 900-volt powertrain. That's pretty high-end spec, right? And a 6C LFP battery developed with CATL.
Yeah, 900 volts is definitely cutting edge, and that battery tech, the LFP part, stands for lithium iron phosphate. It's known for being stable, long-lasting, maybe a bit cheaper to make, too.
Okay, LFP and the 6C. What does that mean for, the driver?
The 6C, that's the really exciting part. It refers to the charging rate. Basically, it means the battery can theoretically handle a charge rate 6 times its capacity per hour, which is incredibly fast.
How fast are we talking?
We're talking a maximum charging power of 640 kilowatts. Put that in real terms. A 10-minute charge could add something like 350 kilometers or about 217 miles of range.
Wait, 10 minutes? For over 200 miles?
That's what the sources suggest based on that peak power. It's mind-blowing. Think
Yeah.
about it. That's almost like filling up with gas. It really tackles that range anxiety issue head on.
Wow, okay. And performance.
Well, the platform itself is versatile. It can handle rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. System power can go up to 440 kilowatts, which is, 603 horsepower? So plenty of potential there for different versions. Future-proof.
Now, we do need to remember this is the concept, right? It's important to maybe ground this a little. How does it compare to what Buick's actually selling now, like the Electra E5, which shares some tech?
That's a fair point. The E5, which is in production, has a single motor making around 180 kilowatts, so 241 horsepower. Torque is about 330 newton meters or 243 pound-feet.
Thanks, acceleration.
0 to 100 kilometers per hour, that's 0 to 62 mile per hour, in 7.4 seconds. Top speed around 180 kilometers or 112 miles per hour. Solid, respectable figures for an EV SUV.
But not quite the breathtaking sprint the concept hints at.
Exactly. The E5 is the practical reality today. The concept, though, suggests they plan to add another motor, maybe even 2, to get those acceleration times where, as one source put it, a short sigh already counts as a stopwatch.
Hey, I like that description. So a big performance leap is envisioned.
Definitely. It shows the high-end potential they're aiming for.
Yeah.
Moving beyond just practical into genuinely exciting performance.
Okay, exterior, powertrain. What
Well,
about inside? Now, there are no official photos yet, which is interesting, maybe keeping some mystery.
could be saving the big reveal.
But the sources do describe what's promised inside, and it sounds, well, futuristic. A 50-inch AR HUD, augmented reality head-up display,
Yeah, a huge one, spanning much of the dashboard, presumably.
plus 8 other screens. And a Qualcomm 8775 chip running local AI. That's a lot of tech. 8 screens.
Yeah.
How does it even work without being totally distracting?
That's the key question, isn't it? The sources don't detail the exact user interface, but the implication is that this powerful Qualcomm chip and the local AI are meant to manage it all seamlessly. Think less about just more screens and more about a really smart, personalized environment, like a digital co-pilot,
Okay, so AI is key to making it usable.
presumably. And it's not just tech. They're talking serious comfort, too. Zero-gravity seats,
Yeah.
designed to minimize pressure points, reduce fatigue,
Sounds nice for a long drive.
and a 5-zone wellness air conditioning system.
Yeah.
So individual climate, air purification. And the sources kind of joke that getting out might be harder than leaving a massage chair. It paints a picture of a really plush, relaxing cabin.
A moving lounge, almost. Okay, with all this advanced stuff, what about safety and autonomous driving features? What's the approach there?
It sounds pretty comprehensive. They mention a 3-part sensor system. LiDAR, radar, and cameras working together. Redundancy, wide coverage.
Standard high-end setup these days, mostly.
Right. And it enables an L2 plus driving assistant. So level 2 plus the car handles steering, acceleration, braking in certain conditions, but the driver absolutely needs to stay alert and ready.
Still hands-on, ultimately.
Yes. But what's interesting is they say it operates mapless. Instead of just relying on pre-downloaded HD maps, which can get outdated,
Yeah, that can be an issue.
it focuses more on what the sources call silicon brainstorming. Basically, heavy-duty, real-time processing of all that sensor data to navigate and react makes it more adaptable, potentially.
Interesting approach. And safety nets.
Yeah, they mention a friendly reminder system. If a sensor has an issue, the driver gets a clear prompt to take full control. It seems focused on balancing the assistance with keeping the driver in the loop.
Okay, makes sense. So let's pull back. What's the bigger picture here? This isn't just a design study, right? You mentioned 6 production models.
Exactly. The sources are quite clear. This concept is a direct preview of cars intended for production. 6 of them rolling out within the next 12 months or so, initially targeting China, but likely with global potential.
So this is a major strategic offensive from Buick in the EV space.
Absolutely. It really signals a deep transformation. Think about it, Buick, a brand some might associate, maybe unfairly, with an older demographic in certain markets,
Right.
is now showing off a crossover that could charge incredibly fast and changes color on the fly. It's a bold move.
And price. Any hints? I know concept cars don't have price tags, but
Well, the sources say pricing is still in the clouds of PR platitudes, naturally. But if it follows the pattern of the Electra E5 in China, we could be looking at something surprisingly competitive there, maybe under 25,000 euros equivalent.
wow, that would be aggressive.
Very. Now, if it were to come to Europe or North America, duties and market positioning would likely push that price up significantly. But the potential is there for disruption.
It feels like proof that, even a long-established brand can pull a rabbit out of the hat. Or maybe a lightning bolt in this case.
Exactly. One source concluded it's a move that might raise Tesla's eyebrows and BMW's blood pressure. Buick's Thunder seems to be rolling in, and yeah, it's packing 900 volts.
So we've really dug into this Buick Electra SUV concept. We've looked at the chameleon paint, the super fast charging, the futuristic cabin ideas, and the big strategic play behind it all. It's definitely not just another concept car. It feels like a real statement of intent.
It really does. And it leaves you wondering, doesn't it? If a brand like Buick, with all its history, can make such a dramatic, high-tech shift into EVs, well, what does that signal for the whole industry? And maybe more importantly, for your choices when you next look for a car.
Is this the start of traditional automakers truly becoming, well, electrifying? Or is it still more promise than reality?
That's the big question, I suppose.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how those 6 production models shape up.
Definitely something to think about as Buick's Thunder comes, and it's coming with 900 volts.